In this video, I'm reviewing this DeWalt 5-inch random orbital sander. Stay tuned. Hey, if you're new to this channel, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. We do DIY tips, tricks, and how-tos, as well as build videos and tool reviews for woodworking. So click that subscribe button if you're into that. If you hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. It'll notify you every time I upload new content. I'm trying to do a few videos a month, 3 to 4. This is the DeWalt DWE7423 5-inch random orbital sander, variable speed. It's a great sander. I've had this for several months. I've put it through its paces. I want to tell you about it. So this DeWalt sander comes with the sander itself and the dust bag. It has a pad already on there. It's a Velcro pad or a hook and loop. Most of all of your 5-inch, I believe these are 8-hole sanding discs or sanding pads will work, hook and loop. This is a Gator brand. I also really like Diablo's sand net paper. If you get the sand net, I'll drop some links in the description. The sand net comes with its own Velcro backing because it attaches to its own thing. It looks like net, like a netting. This is a 120. This is good stuff, this sand net. And also one of my favorites is Tiger Shark. You can get them on Amazon. This is really good sandpaper as well. And then of course Gator, you know, that's going to be up there with everybody's favorite, Gator sandpaper. So what I like most about this DeWalt sander is that it's a variable speed. It goes from 1 to 6. It's also the Perform and Protect line. It doesn't vibrate as bad as some other sanders. Some of the older sanders or other model sanders, they vibrate so bad when you get done sanding, your hand is actually stinging and numb. This doesn't do that. There's a counterweight in there somehow or another, scientific stuff, I don't know, it just works. It works great. The sand, just a quick rundown, the sanding bag just twists on and off. Extremely easy to put on, empty out, put back on. If you have a dust vac, it connects to that. I have the DeWalt dust extractor. So the hose that goes, it's made to fit it, so it goes right on there. And this, when you put a dust extractor or a shout vac on there, it'll suck up most of the dust. Like I said, it's got the hook and loop. These things are extremely easy to put on and take off. You put it on there, just align those holes, you're ready to roll. And it doesn't come off. Once it's on there, you can sand to your heart's desire there. So there's not a lot to these things. They're pretty simple to use. One of the tips I'll give you is if you press down really hard when you're sanding, the way this thing is going around as well as being random, so you're not going in a perfect circle, it's actually making ovals. You'll actually put those marks into your workpiece if you put too much pressure on there. A lot of people will take a pencil and draw lightly on their stock and then not putting pressure, just allow the weight of the sander on there, and you're going with the grain the whole time until those marks are gone, those pencil marks. That lets you know that you've taken off that top layer. Then you can change your grits and go higher in grit. I like to start out with an 80, 60 or an 80, and then go to a 120 and then to a 220. I rarely go higher than 220, and honestly I rarely go higher than 120 on a lot of stuff that I'm painting. So taking a closer look at the sander, this is the left side if you're holding it like you're supposed to. You just got the branding on there, and then your variable speed. Your variable speed goes from 1 to 6. Very easy to manipulate while you've got it. The power switch is on the front, turns it on and off. And then on the bottom you got your 8-hole disc. I've already replaced this once. It's very easy. You just take a Phillips or a Star or a flathead driver, take those 4 off. That comes right off. Put your new one on. They're like $16 or so on Amazon if you need to replace them. So the more you sand and take these on and off, it'll eventually wear out, but it'll be a while, so you don't need to worry about that at first. On the top, you just have the branding and then the Perform and Protect. The back is just the cord comes out of it. It's a 110, and then the dust bag. This does a pretty good job of collecting your dust, the dust bag does. So if you don't have a dust extractor, don't worry about that. And then on this side, you got your model number, the DWE6423, your serial number and whatnot on there. And then of course the front's there. So all in all, I think this is a good buy. They're about $79 unless you can catch them on sale, which they do go on sometimes. I'm gonna drop links in the description to this sander as well as the sandpaper I use. All in all, I think it's a good buy. I mean, 79 bucks, this thing has sanded more stuff than I can count. and it is performed very well. I really like that it has this variable speed. I can slow it down when I need to, or if I'm trying to take off a lot of material, I'll jump it up there to a number 6 as fast as it'll go, and I can sand a little heavier with that, or lower grit sandpaper like the 80s and the 60s. And then when I get down to my fine finishing, I usually turn it down to about a 3 and do the 120 or 220. So I think all in all, it's a good sander. I think it's well worth the $79 that you pay. If nothing else, your hand's not stinging when you're done because of that Perform and Protect. That's a big deal to me. Sanding is not my favorite thing to do. I really don't like doing it. But with this, it makes it easier so that my hand's not numb when I'm through sanding. So I think it's a good buy for 79 bucks. So if you're in the market for a decent sander at under $100, this is the one to go with, I think. The only other one I've used is a Hypertech. It's a Walmart off-brand, $20, $25. And when I sanded with that thing, my hand would be so numb I couldn't feel my fingers because it vibrated so bad. So this is a huge upgrade, and I think this is something that you ought to consider if you're looking for a random orbit sander. If you have any questions about this sander, drop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them for you. If you didn't see something that you would thought I should have shown, let me know that too. If you're interested in a dust extractor, this is the one I use. It has a T-stack box on top, so it goes with the T-stack system. I keep my sandpaper in here, so it keeps everything kind of contained to this area. Like I said, it comes with 2 hoses, or this hose and an extension hose. This hose is probably 6 or 8 foot long, and then it comes with another hose just as long. And if you use this DeWalt sander, it connects up. It's got a connection made for it. So they go together like peas and carrots. I mean, it just works. So if you're using this, especially indoors, this would be a good option, I think. This works very well for me in this shop. You can see the dust on the floor, but that comes from a planer. So this does well for the sanding dust, and that's the fine dust that I'm more worried about. This does well for me. So if you're looking at this is a DWV-010. I'll try to do a review on this soon, but I highly recommend this. It has the auto power on, so you actually plug this. It's plugged into the top of this right there, if you can see it. And so when I power this on, this automatically comes on. So that's a really neat feature too. And then when I power this off, after about 10 or 15 seconds, this goes off by itself. So I don't actually have to walk over and turn this on, then turn my sander on, if you've got it plugged into this plug on top of this. And it comes with 2 HEPA filters inside. It works well. So if you're interested in that, I thought I'd drop you that note. If you want to see some of my other tool reviews, you can click this video on top, or if there may be something better for you that YouTube thinks you should watch, it'll be on the bottom.